For hundreds of years, people have foretold the end of the world in different ways. We all remember the hazard of 2012 when the Mayan calendar was coming to an end. There is simply something in the destruction that sparks human curiosity. Most of the predictions for the end of the world were without foundation or totally wrong, like the YTK. But there are some that sound more relative and there is a bigger chance of them occurring. I am Slavi and today I will present to you top 10 theories for the end of the world. Amongst the many prophecies and theories, there are valid ones that have been confirmed by scientists as the most probable ones for the end of the world. Now, hit the like button and let's look at them together. Number 10. Eruption of a supervolcano. In our history, volcanoes have always been the reason for much destruction and many deaths. Such a case is the volcano Vesuvius, whose eruption was the reason for the destruction of the city Pompeii close to 2000 years ago. The supervolcanoes, however, are millions of times stronger than that, with an eruption throwing into the atmosphere 1 million cubic miles of mass, which is more than enough to cause the end of the world. You may be amazed to know that on Earth there are 6 supervolcanoes, with the biggest one being Yellowstone in the United States. If he erupts, a global catastrophe will occur, and his ash will eclipse the sunlight for decades to come. Consequently, most forms of life will disappear. Don't worry, however, supervolcanoes don't erupt so often. However, there is one in California that has been waking up in the last few years. Scary, isn't it? Number 9. Gamma rays. The gamma rays are a form of high-frequency electromagnetic radiation. To make it simpler, we are just going to name them radiation rays. Their power is millions of times greater than that of the sun rays. When a star dies, there proceeds to be an explosion of gamma rays which can fry Earth for a few seconds. In order for this to happen, the star has to be approximately 1000 light years away from us. Thank goodness the closest gamma radiation explosions are much farther away. The danger for us remains, however, as there are few stars still in this radius, the closest one being the Sun, of course. Don't worry, because scientists have calculated it still has 500 million years of life. Number 8. Global pandemic. New and super powerful viruses are emerging in our times in comparison to the past. With the growing population of Earth, which in recent times has crossed 7 billion, also arises the possibility for a virus which we won't be able to survive. Only in the last 100 years we have witnessed 4 deadly viruses that have claimed many lives, and this is not counting AIDS and cancer. Even if Mother Nature doesn't create something deadly, we surely can. Anthrax, Ebola and cholera are artificially mutated in order to be turned into biogenetic weapons by countries such as the United States, Russia and China. It's not a secret these countries work with pathogens in top secret laboratories and experiment with them. If one of them gets loose, it might cause the death of billions of people. Only the bird flu has a 60% death rate in people who have caught the disease. I don't want even to imagine what the artificially created viruses can do. Number 7. Disasters and catastrophes. In our days, we are witnessing even more destructive hurricanes, floods, frosts and droughts. The global warming is causing a rise in the level of the world's oceans, which in turn can harm some of the most important currents like Gulf Stream. If it stops, on Earth will appear a new ice age. Another thing experts are warning for is the disappearance of vital animal species like bees, which are dying faster and faster. This may cause a problem in growing and harvesting a number of agricultural plant types, which in turn may lead to a worldwide famine. On average, 30,000 types of animals disappear annually, which in turn destroys other ecosystems on our planet. There is also a theory that underneath the ocean floors lay big huge bubbles of methane which can be released in the atmosphere. This will lead to an acceleration of the global warming with catastrophic consequences and undoubtedly an end of the world. The bad thing is, this has already happened 252 million years ago. Number 6. Global eclipse. More simply put, a global eclipse occurs when the pollution of the air is so much it prevents the sunlight from getting to the surface of the Earth. The The scariest thing about this theory is it is already happening. Scientists believe the global eclipse is the reason why the US are now on average 10% darker than what they were in the 1950s. If this continues, in the best case we will be up against more acid rains, smog and lower levels of oxygen. In the worst case, it will cause a new ice age until Mother Nature balances itself out, and this may take thousands of years. Number 4. Black holes. Scientists have concluded that only in our galaxy there are about 10 million black holes, so the probability of one reaching Earth is completely possible. Black holes are extremely dangerous because, unlike asteroids, they don't have to be in direct contact with us. It is enough for them to come close to our solar system, which will disrupt the orbits of the planets, which in turn at least will mean extreme weather conditions for us. Black holes have the power to rip our planet from the gravitational pull of our Sun and throw us into the deep space. Scientists also advise that it is completely possible for us to create a black hole thanks to a particle accelerator like the Large Hadron Collider in CERN. I hope they know what they're doing there because the process is irreversible. Number 3. Asteroid impact. An asteroid impact is something the Earth has already come across before, and that is why it is amongst the most probable scenarios for an end of the world. The dinosaurs disappeared 65 million years ago thanks to one of the biggest impacts with an asteroid the Earth has ever seen. It destroyed more than 85% of living species, with most of the surviving ones being in the oceans. In our galaxy there are millions of massive asteroids that are going in different directions, some of which directly towards us. In 2005, scientists discovered an asteroid with a diameter of 390 meters heading straight towards Earth. They named it Apophis and calculated it is going to hit Earth in the year 2029 with a power 100 times greater than the most powerful atomic bomb. This asteroid, however, came across Earth in 2013, which is good even though it came 20 years earlier. This just proves that not even the brightest of minds can calculate with certainty when we are going to get hit by an asteroid. Number 2. The Big Crunch. If there ever was a Big Bang from which the universe was born, the question is whether it's not going to die from a big crunch. This is a question that many theoreticians have asked themselves, including Stephen Hawking. The easiest way of explaining this theory is if the universe stops expanding, eventually recollapsing and causing the cosmic space factor to reach zero. We all know the universe is continuing to rapidly expand after the Big Bang and will at some point stop to begin the opposite process of the crunch. This is caused by gravity and it will end in a singularity. Imagine it as a coin you toss upwards. It reaches its highest point and then goes back to your hand. Each and every star, planet and galaxy will cease to exist. This of course also includes the Earth. For now you can be calm, however, because of two reasons. One, the universe is still expanding with even more speed, and if the crunch begins, we have billions of years until the fatal end. Number 1. Heat death. This is an alternative of the Big Crunch and the other more likely theory for the end of the world and the universe. It states that gravity will never cease to affect the expansion of the universe and will continue forever. It will just keep getting bigger and bigger. Now you might question, what is so bad about the universe expanding? It won't come to an end because of that, right? Not entirely true. The laws of thermodynamics state that if the universe continues to expand indefinitely, matter will be scattered evenly and new stars like the Sun will not be born. The old ones will burn away their reserves and fade out. Consequently, we won't have a heat source and the temperature in space is minus 270 degrees Celsius. If you haven't missed your biology classes, you should know without heat there is no life. In other words, our planet will become a giant ice ball. So friends, these were top 10 realistic theories for the end of the world. There are of course many others like changing of the poles, artificial intelligence and even a zombie apocalypse. Write down in the comments below which you believe is the most probable to occur. Now thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed our video, feel free to share the wisdom with your friends and leave a comment below. And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more interesting educational videos every week. See you soon!